We talk about leadership, and one of the things that leaders have to do is lead their teams, their organizations from where they are to where they're trying to get to. And one of the things we know is change is hard. I think human beings are wired to resist change. So I want you to comment on the perspective of, I'm the leader of a business unit or an entire company. I'm hearing what you're telling me that I ought to do to make things more effective. And that requires me to change. Can you talk about the emotional side? If I'm that leader who's got to green light moving forward along the lines that you say, emotionally, where am I starting from and where am I going to end up?
Yeah. So change, I think change begins with becoming self-aware. And I think that any leader who all of a sudden has the insight or the reflection that, oh, this is on me, I need to change. There's something in my habits or my behavior or my routine that needs to shift, that needs to be rethought, right? There are a couple ways you can do that. One, I think Michael Bungay-Stanier talks about it in the coaching habit. Let's talk about the steps to changing and creating new habits. It's instead of doing this thing, when this thing happens, right? Instead of X, I will Y. Right. And then you work that. It's like a muscle. You're not going to get it right the first time. And it does take time and it does take work, but it is like a muscle and everybody benefits. The benefits for you at the end then are you're leading from the bottom of the pyramid now. Now you've got a team that you have painted done for. You are now confident in the entire stakeholder team, and you know that you've painted done for them. You know that you have been explicitly detailed with your vision or your expectations, and you've set that up for them to get those results. And sometimes, you don't care how they get those results as long as they get those results, but you have that faith and that confidence in your team. That alone can be liberating as a leader, because as a CEO or as a founder, you stay awake nights thinking, oh, are they going to build the thing I want to build, and you doubt. And like we talked about earlier, having that clarity and that wisdom to just know the difference between what is a short-term project, what is the thing that's going to fire the team up in the short term and inspire them to stay motivated and incented, right? And versus long-term thinking, there's a wisdom and a clarity that comes with that. And the strength of the visual vocabulary, the strength and the speed, it feels like you're a superhero all of a sudden. You can communicate faster and more clearly to more people. I think that there's a strength and a confidence that comes with developing and nurturing visual thinking, not only in yourself, but in your team.
It reminds me when you have a team and that team really gels and really begins to perform. I like your analogy, you're leading from the bottom of the pyramid. I think what you get is what I'll call the proud mama or the proud papa syndrome. It just really fills you up with pride and joy at what others are achieving, knowing that you had something to do with giving them the space, creating an environment that allowed them to flourish.